Ever feel like there's some hidden force quietly guiding your choices? It's not logic, it's not reason. It's this powerful bias that makes us all play defense when, honestly, we should be playing offense. So today, let's dig into what it is and, more importantly, how it works.
Okay, let's try a little thought experiment. Picture this. You're just walking down the street, minding your own business, and you look down, and bam, there's a $100 bill just sitting there. Your whole day just got better, right? It's that little jolt, that quick thrill. It's free money. You can't beat that feeling.
All right, now let's flip that. Imagine you pull out your phone, you open up your banking app, and you see a weird charge. $100, just gone. Now, it's the exact same amount of money, right? $100. But does that feeling match? I think we both know the answer to that. Not even close. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? Finding the money, that's a quick little high five from the universe. But losing it, oh, that's a whole different story. That feeling stinks. It lingers, your chest might get a little tight, you're running through everything you bought. That frustration can ruin your whole day. So why? Why is it so unequal?
Well, this imbalance, it actually has a name. And believe me, it quietly pulls the strings on way more of your life than you probably think. We're talking about a cognitive bias that messes with our choices about everything. Money, jobs, even our relationships.
It's called loss aversion. And the core idea, it's actually super simple, but it is profound. The pain you feel from losing something is just psychologically way, way more powerful than the joy you get from gaining the exact same thing. And I'm not talking just a little bit worse. It feels a lot worse. And here's where it gets really interesting. Scientists have actually managed to put a number on this feeling. So it's not just this vague, oh, it feels bad kind of thing. Nope. There's some real math, a surprisingly consistent ratio that explains why we react this way. And that number is 2. That's it. Study after study shows that a loss hurts about twice as much as a gain of the same size feels good. Think about that. That's not a small difference. It's a huge 2-to-1 psychological gut punch. This chart right here just lays it out so clearly. See the bar for the $100 gain? Yeah, you get a nice little bump in positive feelings. But now look at the bar for losing that same $100. The negative emotional impact is, you can see it, literally twice as big. Our brains just aren't wired for balance here. And you have to get this isn't your brain being bad at math. It's not trying to be some perfectly rational accountant. It's running on a much older, much deeper software. Its main job, its prime directive, is to protect you, to ensure your survival. It's not worried about balancing the books. So let's take this out of the lab and into the real world, because once you put on the loss aversion glasses, you are going to see it everywhere, and you'll see how it pushes us to make some pretty, well, irrational decisions. Investing is a classic example. Let's say you buy a stock at $50. It drops to 35. Your logical brain might be whispering, hey, maybe we should cut our losses here. But loss aversion is screaming, no, don't sell. If you sell, the loss becomes real. So you hang on, hoping it'll come back. Now flip it. The stock goes up to 65. What do? You sell almost immediately to lock in that gain because you're terrified it'll disappear. And what's the result of all this? You end up cutting your winners short and letting your losers run wild.
Or hey, let's bring it home. Think about that one expensive jacket hanging in your closet. You know the one. You never wear it, but you can't get rid of it, can you? Because tossing it out feels like you're officially admitting you wasted that money. It's not about closet space. It's about protecting yourself from the sting of that bad decision.
And this thing scales up to the really big stuff too. Think about jobs. So many people stay in jobs they hate, not because the job is great, but because the idea of leaving feels like losing something tangible, stability, a title, a certain status. That fear of loss becomes so powerful, it completely overshadows the potential gain of, being happy and fulfilled.
So you see, this isn't just some quirky little brain habit. Loss aversion is an active force. It pushes you, it pushes all of us to make bad, defensive calls. It's why we hold on to bad investments, stay in the wrong situations, and avoid taking the risks that could lead to something way, way better, all just to dodge that temporary feeling of a loss. But here's the plot twist. This thing that causes so many problems for us today, it's not actually a bug in our system. It's a feature. It's a piece of ancient code that, believe it or not, was absolutely critical for keeping us alive.
I mean, just think about it from an evolutionary perspective. For our ancient ancestors, losing your small stash of food or your shelter, that wasn't just a bad day. That could be a death sentence. Finding a few extra berries was great, a nice bonus. But losing the berries you already had, that was a full-blown catastrophe. So our brains evolved to treat any loss, big or small, as a 5-alarm fire.
And that's the mismatch. That's the whole problem right there. We are trying to navigate this incredibly complex modern world with stock tickers and career ladders and online dating using survival software that was designed for the savannah. Your brain is reacting to a 10% dip in your portfolio with the same primal panic it once used for spotting a predator in the grass.
Okay, but here's the good news. You are not a slave to this ancient instinct. You can't just delete the software, but you can learn to recognize it and outsmart it. So let's get practical. Let's talk about 3 ways you can fight back.
So here's our toolkit. It's 3 simple steps. First, we're going to reframe the decision. Second, we'll make losses symmetrical. And third, we're going to zoom out. These are just 3 little mental tricks, but they can help you get past that initial gut punch of panic and make a much clearer, more rational decision.
All right, number 1, reframe it. Your brain's default setting is to ask, okay, what could I lose if I do this? I want you to flip that script. Instead, ask yourself, what will I absolutely lose if I don't do this? You're focusing on the cost of inaction, and suddenly you start to see all the hidden losses that come from playing it too safe.
Number 2 is all about beating something called the sunk cost fallacy. That's our tendency to keep pouring time or money into a losing cause just because we've already invested so much. You have to learn to say, okay, that money is gone. It's in the past. The only question that actually matters is this. Based on everything I know right now, is this still a good idea moving forward?
And finally, number 3, zoom out. In the moment, a single loss can feel like the end of the world, right? It's all-consuming. But you have to force yourself to pull the camera back. In the grand scheme of a 40-year career or a lifetime of investing, it's just one move on a giant chessboard. Here's the secret. Winning players don't avoid losses. That's impossible. They expect them, and they learn how to manage them.
So the next time you're on the fence about something, you're hesitating, holding on to something you shouldn't, playing it safe, I want you to stop and ask yourself one really simple but really powerful question. Am I making this decision to win, or am I just making it to avoid losing? And honestly, the answer to that question, it could change everything.